If you like this video, then please give it a like and subscribe to our channel. Your one like and subscribe gives us motivation. So, let's get started. The air was thick with salt and tension. It was August 27, 2025. The sun blazed over the West Philippine Sea. On the bridge of the USS, Admiral John Harper watched through binoculars. He'd seen every kind of naval power, but today was different. A sleek gray frigate, the BRP, led a determined Philippine flotilla. They weren't bristling with firepower, but moved with disciplined grace. Their mission, escorting a convoy of civilian supply vessels to a remote outpost. Their presence was a statement. They were here, and they were capable. Admiral Harper lowered his binoculars, a slow smile spreading across his face. This was not the Navy he'd read about a decade ago. The Philippine ships communicated with seamless efficiency. Drones buzzed overhead, providing real-time intelligence. Commander Eleno Reyes, calm and steady, issued commands over the radio. He navigated not just the water, but the region's complex geopolitics. The world was watching, and so was Harper. The crew was ready. They had trained for this moment for years. Harper turned to his aide. "Get me everything you have on that commander, and the history of that ship." He felt a shift, not just in the waves but in the region's balance of power. It wasn't about missiles or tonnage, it was about spirit. In that sun-drenched moment, Harper saw more than a naval exercise. He saw a nation reclaiming its destiny. The future of Asia was taking shape before his eyes. These days the channel is running very low, so please watch the video till the end. Admiral Harper had expected relics, not a modern navy. The BRP was a guided missile frigate, its systems new, its crew expertly trained. This was not the Navy of yesterday. What impressed Harper most was the doctrine, the attitude. The Philippine flotilla operated with a sophisticated asymmetrical strategy. They weren't the biggest, so they aimed to be the smartest. Agile ships formed a protective screen, leveraging international law and broadcasting peaceful intentions. Weakness became strategic strength. Control of the seas was about presence, persistence, and will. Harper recalled when the Philippine Navy was dismissed as a coast guard with delusions of grandeur. Now he saw professionals, sailors who executed drills with breathtaking precision. Every action was deliberate, the result of thousands of hours of training. Respect grew within Harper, a respect one warrior gives another. He saw past flags and politics to the human element. These sailors had been underestimated for decades, given scraps and told to defend a nation of islands. Yet here they were, not just surviving but transformed. They built a modern navy with new ships and a renewed spirit. Harper knew he was witnessing a historic turning point. The Philippine Navy was no longer a footnote, it was a force to be reckoned with. The world would take notice, and Harper would remember this day. Commander Eleno Reyes embodied the new navy. His story was the story of the Philippines. Raised in a fishing village in Palawan, he saw foreign vessels plunder his community's waters. That sense of helplessness fueled his resolve to serve and protect. The Philippine Military Academy tested him. He was smaller, had no connections, but possessed grit. He mastered navigation, engineering and strategy, pushing himself beyond limits. Assigned to an old, failing ship, he learned to improvise and lead by example. The strength of a ship, he realized, was in its crew's heart. He earned respect by working alongside his men, hands covered in grease. As the Navy modernized, Reyes was chosen for advanced training abroad. He excelled, absorbing every lesson and new technology. Command of the BRP was the culmination of a lifetime struggle. He stood on the bridge, not as a man given an opportunity, but as one who earned it. The sea that once made him feel powerless now gave him purpose. He was the guardian he'd always dreamed of becoming. His journey inspired his crew, and a nation. Reyes's leadership was proof that humble beginnings could lead to greatness. The Navy's transformation was personal, lived out in stories like his. The future was in capable hands, and the world was watching. The Philippine Navy's transformation was monumental. For decades it was a symbol of struggle, outgunned, outdated, and overlooked. Change began with a new generation of leaders who understood a maritime nation's needs. The Armed Forces Modernization Act was a promise. The Navy would no longer be forgotten. New ships arrived, BRP, equipped with missiles and modern sensors. But modernization went deeper, faster patrol craft, upgraded communications, and investment in people. Sailors trained abroad, morale soared, and pride returned. Uniforms looked sharper, heads held higher. The Navy was no longer a scrap heap, it was a professional fighting force. The sound of old engines gave way to the hum of modern turbines. The spirit of making do became a spirit of can-do. Every base, every ship felt the change. The Philippine Navy was being reborn, not just with new steel but with a new soul. The world began to take notice. The nation's maritime destiny was back on course. The transformation was real and it was just beginning. The Navy's future had never looked brighter. The Navy's transformation rippled through the nation. Images of new frigates went viral, sparking pride and excitement. These ships became symbols of a nation standing tall. Young Filipinos saw the Navy as a path of honor and adventure. Applications to the military academy surged. Recruitment centers overflowed. Commander Reyes became a role model, proof that grit could lead to greatness. The Navy launched slick campaigns and open houses, letting families tour the new ships. Children dreamed of wearing the white uniform. The Navy became part of the national conversation, seen as modern and professional. Public support fueled political will for continued investment. The people became partners in the Navy's rebirth. This shift was about more than hardware. It was about national identity. The new Navy rekindled the Philippines' maritime spirit. A Philippine frigate patrolling its waters was a powerful statement. This is ours. Sovereignty now resonated in every Filipino heart. To understand today's Navy, look to its history of survival. Born in revolution, shaped by colonial rule, the Navy fought bravely in Wutu, often outmatched, never outwilled. For decades, it was a fleet of hand-me-downs, a working museum. Sailors became masters of ingenuity, keeping ancient ships afloat. The make-do spirit was both pride and limitation. Internationally, the Navy was seen as plucky but not serious. At home, it was often overlooked, yet sailors persevered, holding on to hope and professionalism. The new ships are the fulfillment of a generations-old promise. Today's sailors stand on the shoulders of those who served before. Resilience is now the Navy's greatest strength. Their struggles tempered them, forging an unbreakable spirit. The Philippine Navy's transformation is a testament to endurance. The Navy's true value isn't just in combat, it's in service. In typhoon-prone Philippines, the Navy is often the first responder. Ships deliver aid, rescue families, and rebuild lives after disasters. Humanitarian missions reveal the Navy's character and build public trust. During Super Typhoon Haiyan, old and new ships worked side by side, reaching devastated towns. The Navy is also a key player in diplomacy, joining exercises with allies like the US, Australia, and Japan. These drills build interoperability and symbolize partnership. Philippine frigates sailing with foreign navies send a message of unity. Commanders like Reyes are now respected equals, leading complex operations. The Navy is no longer just a recipient of aid, it's an active contributor to regional security. It builds bridges, not just patrols borders. Strength is used to unite nations, not divide them. In Asia's tense geopolitical landscape, the Philippine Navy is a force for stability. Its strategy isn't to challenge great powers, but to act as a quiet stabilizer. Persistent patrols in the West Philippine Sea complicate any nation's plans for domination. The Navy's presence is firm, not provocative, asserting sovereignty through endurance and law. This gray zone strategy inspires other Southeast Asian nations. The Philippines offers a blueprint: stand up for your interests without sparking conflict. A modern professional Navy encourages a rules-based regional order. Admiral Harper saw the Navy's strength was in its role, not just its ships. It's a linchpin of regional security, a reliable partner for allies. The Navy's determined defense provides a bulwark against instability. It punches above its weight through strategic wisdom. Influence comes from courage, principles, and commitment to peace. As the sun set, Admiral Harper reflected on what he'd witnessed. The Philippine flotilla had completed its mission, the convoy was safe. Commander Reyes's frigate turned for home, a silhouette of quiet strength. Harper realized power wasn't just carriers and destroyers, but endurance and hope. Reyes's journey, from fishing village to warship command, was a testament to potential. The Navy had endured colonialism, war, and neglect, but never gave up. Now, it was rising, its resilience the nation's true asset. The transformation was a beacon of hope for the region. The Philippines was finding its voice, confident, principled, and proud. Harper saw a future where nations charted their own course. The Philippine Navy was more than a modernization program, it was a vessel of dreams. True power was the courage to endure and the will to build. The BRP sailed into a new dawn, carrying a nation's hopes. The world was watching and inspired.